Begin this event. Olga, please help me welcome the president of the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club, Olga Cantu.
Hi, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to this event. We'll go ahead and get this meeting started. Rotarians, please rise. Everyone else, if you would please rise. We're going to have we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, the color guard, and our invocations.
I welcome the American Legion Post 59 Honor Guard, and our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Commander Alberto Munoz. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commander Munoz and the American Legion Post 59 Honor Guard. At this time, I'd like to call on fellow Rotarian Jorge Gonzalez to lead us in the four-way test blessing. Jorge.
The four-way test blessing. Lord, help us to remember as we walk along life's pathway that whatever we might say, let it be only the truth. Whatever our business goals are, let them be fair to all concerned. Whatever steps we take in life, let them build goodwill and better friendships. Whatever goals we strive to accomplish, let them be beneficial to all concerned. We ask you to help us to never lose sight of the many blessings, include the food we partake of today. Amen. All right, I will do the invocation. Lord, we ask thee to bless all gathered here today and bless the meal we are about to share. May those assembled enjoy the many offerings of Rotary. Help us abide by our principles of trust, fellowship, and ethics, and place service above self in all we do. Guide us to test our actions, that they may be truthful, good for all concerned, beneficial to humanity, and bring peace and understanding. Amen. And then, Lord, I'd like to thank you for Dr. Rios and for Carol Sherwood. They have been an inspiration to kids in school. They have helped so many through affordable housing. And may Carol Sherwood continue to bless every family that gets a new house and get the American dream, and especially because she gives them a Bible for them to start their journey. Amen.
Thank you, Jorge. You all may be seated. No, you can go. I'm Elmo Lopez. I'm a founding charter member of the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club and past president. Today, the Laredo Rotary Club is honoring two very deserving community leaders with the Paul Harris Fellow Award. Carol Sherwood, the Executive Director of the Habitat for Humanity of Laredo-Webb County, and Dr. Silvia Rios, former Superintendent of the Laredo Independent School District. They are this year's honorees. Thank you. All of you have paid dearly to be here and to participate in this wonderful event. And you may be wondering, what we do with the money that we are collecting this evening from all of you. Well, have no fear. Your contributions to the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club go for a very, very good cause. The Laredo Gateway Rotary Club awards approximately $60,000 a year to 12 nonprofits here in Laredo, Texas. Nonprofits that work to improve the quality of life here in Laredo. Organizations such as the United Way of Laredo, the Ruth B. Cow Rehabilitation Center, the South Texas Food Bank, and the Laredo Cancer Society, among other organizations, have all been recipients of the generous award from the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club. I would like to now call on our district governor, Elaine Hernandez, and our district governor nominee, Rogelio Treviño, for some remarks.
Well, good evening, everyone. What a beautiful celebration. I really am joyous to be here with you today, and especially to celebrate our two distinguished community leaders that we recognize for their service above self. I've been asked just to give a brief overview of what Rotary is, because some of you in the audience are not yet Rotarians, but we're going to be working with you very closely. So Rotary International is the largest global network of volunteer humanitarian servants who bring together community leaders, and they are problem solvers, and they take action to improve lives. And they do this locally, and they do it globally. Now, Rotary in Laredo is very special because we have 5 clubs here that identify and address real community needs. They support education, youth leadership, health, food security, and disaster preparedness. And they partner with schools, nonprofits, businesses, and civic organizations. And they connect local services to global opportunities. This year, we are celebrating the presidential message of Unite for Good. And that means Rotary clubs working with Rotary clubs. And that means Rotary clubs working with other community partners. And that means Rotary working with local governments. All for the purpose of finding local solutions to our local challenges. What is the Rotary vision? Well, it says together, where people unite and take action to create lasting change in our communities, across borders, and within ourselves. It's very important to be thinking how Rotary does transform lives. 55 years ago, I was the first outbound exchange student with Rotary, and they sent me from Canada to Mexico, and it changed my life. So I know the power of the influence of Rotary, the power of the opportunities that Rotary offers young people and the community, across the community. So our mission is to serve others, to promote integrity and ethical leadership. We advance peace, goodwill, and understanding. You know, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that Rotary International has a permanent office at the United Nations, because 80 years ago, 10 Rotarians sat at the table in San Francisco helping to sign the Charter of the United Nations. That is the power of our influence. And that is why we have an office at the United Nations. I'm glad that we had our prayer about the four-way test, because that really is our ethical guide to our personal life and our business life and all the actions that we take. Did you know that you are a member of a global network of 1.2 million Rotarians? And I mention this because back in the 1980s, Dr. Carlos Canseco, who was the world president of Rotary from Mexico, he went to the World Health Organization and he said, Rotary would like to partner with you, the World Health Organization. And the World Organization said, well, what can Rotary do? And he said, I have over 1 million volunteers that can help. And that is how we began our signature project of the elimination of polio around the world. So we have 46,000 Rotary clubs in over 200 countries. This district is one of 515 districts around the world in 34 zones in 7 global regions. So when you join Rotary, you join a worldwide network of service, with our motto being service above self, and this year, unite for good. This is how Rotary brings about lasting change in our communities. So why join Rotary in Laredo? Well, if you're interested in making a tangible difference in your community, and if you're interested in building meaningful friendships and professional connections, and if you're interested in learning to grow as a leader and serve with purpose, and if you want to be part of something larger than yourself, Rotary welcomes you here in Laredo. So tonight we are celebrating this civic leadership with civic service and partnerships. We are uniting for good tonight. And I congratulate the Rotary Gateway Rotary Club and the other 4 Rotary clubs that serve your community for such a beautiful celebration for 2 extraordinary individuals that you will be recognizing tonight. God bless you.
Well, good evening, everybody. As was mentioned, my name is Rogelio Trevino. I am the proud district governor nominee for District 5930 here in South Texas. I do have the pleasure of also serving on a local Rotary board here with the Laredo Rotary Club. And in the last 4 years, I served as an assistant governor for the region here, and now I've been nominated to be the governor within 2 years. So right now my title is governor nominee. So I definitely want to congratulate the Gateway Rotary Club for putting together this event. They have a tradition of recognizing local community members who have an impact in our community, and they do it through this Paul Harris dinner. And they put on a fantastic event. So we definitely want to thank the Gateway Rotary Club. We want to recognize the president, Ms. Olga Cantu. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. And all the rest of the Gateway Rotary members, thank you all very much. So I've been asked to talk a little bit about Paul Harris. So tonight, it's a very special evening for Rotary and for our community, because we are here to recognize 2 individuals whose lives reflect the very best of service, leadership, and compassion. Many of you may be asking, what exactly is a Paul Harris Fellow, and why is it so meaningful? The Paul Harris Award is named after Paul Harris, the founder of Rotary. It was created over a century ago with a simple but powerful idea that people of action come together to serve others and improve their communities. The Paul Harris Fellow is Rotary's highest recognition given to individuals, both Rotarians and non-Rotarians alike, who exemplify that spirit of service above self. The award is not about status or titles, it's about impact. It's about the people who see a need and then respond. People who lift up others, often without seeking recognition. People whose work leaves a lasting imprint on their communities. The Paul Harris Fellow is someone who has been recognized by Rotary for contributing $1,000 or having that amount contributed in their name to the Rotary Foundation. It honors the generosity and the commitment to service above self. The contributions that qualify someone for this recognition are then invested in the Foundation's mission. They support global grants around the world, supporting the 7 areas of Rotary: disease prevention, clean water, maternal, child health, education, economic development, and peace building. They also support local district grants for smaller, flexible grants that each local club can develop. They support Polio Plus and to end polio now, and we also support scholarships and training around the world. The foundation uses these funds to transform lives, strengthen communities, and promote peace globally through effective long-term services. So tonight we're honoring 2 individuals who are very deserving. We're honoring Dr. Silvia Rios. Dr. Rios dedicated her career to shaping her future for our community through education as a superintendent of Laredo Independent School District, and she led with vision, integrity, and an unwavering belief that every child deserves opportunity, dignity, and hope. Her leadership went for beyond classrooms and campuses. She strengthened families, empowered educators, and ensured that generations of students had the tools they needed to succeed, not just academically, but in life. Dr. Rios embodies the values that Paul Harris believed in: leadership rooted in service, and the service grounded in compassion. Her influence will continue to be felt in this community for decades to come. Also honoring is Carol Sherwood. Carol Sherwood's work with Habitat for Humanity speaks directly to one of humanity's most basic needs: a safe place to call home. Through her leadership at Habitat for Humanity of Laredo, Carol has transformed lives by building more than houses. She has built stability, dignity, and hope for families across our region. Her work reminds us that when people have a foundation, they can build a future that believe is at the heart of Rotary's mission, and Carol has lived it every day through her service to others. By awarding these Paul Harris Fellowships, Dr. Rios and Carol Sherwood, Rotary and the Gateway Rotary of Laredo is saying something very important. Service to community matters, leadership matters, and people who dedicate their lives to improving their lives of others deserve to be celebrated. As I mentioned before, these monies are used to support the Rotary Foundation. They're funds for humanitarian projects, education, peace building around the world. So Dr. Rios and Carol, tonight, Rotary and the Gateway Rotary simply put a name to what this community already knows: that your lives represent the very best of who we are and who we strive to be. On behalf of the Gateway Rotary Club and Rotary International, we thank you for your service, for your leadership, and your heart. Congratulations on being named Paul Harris Fellows.
Thanks so much, Dr. Elaine Hernandez, District Governor, and District Governor nominee Rogelio Trevino. Dinner will now be served, and we will continue the program right after dinner. Thank you. The person who is the chairman of this event is Mr. Bill Green. I'd like to thank him because I think the food was excellent. And Bill, can you have stand up and be recognized? Thank you, Bill. Great job. I'd like to thank TAMIU, Texas A&M International University, and Aeromart, who I think served an excellent meal tonight. So thank you. I would like to start by introducing our guests from the different Laredo Rotary clubs. We have here guests, and I would like you to please stand as I call your club's name. We have guests, obviously, from our own Rotary Club, the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club. If you can please stand. The Laredo Rotary Club, the Daybreak Rotary Club, Seven Flags Rotary Club, and the Next Generation Rotary Club. Thank you very much. And in Rotary, we actually start everyone very, very, very early. We have what's called the early actors from the Boys and Girls Club. If you can please stand, early actors from the Boys and Girls Club. Future Rotarians. Thank you. Great job. And also we have the Rotaract clubs that is here centered at the Texas A&M International University. They're seated with their sponsor, Dr. Pat Abrigo. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. And now if I may continue, representing Dr. Henry Cuellar, Congressman from District 28, is Andres Velasquez. Andres, thank you very much for being here. I'd like to recognize Associate Judge Leticia Martinez of the County Court at Law. Leti, welcome. I'd like to recognize Judge David Garcia from the 406th Judicial District Court. Judge, thank you. Councilwoman of District 3, my district, Councilwoman Melissa Cigarroa. Thank you, Melissa, for being here. We have several representatives from Laredo College, starting with Laredo College President, Dr. Minita Ramirez. Laredo College Trustee, Ms. Cindy Liendo. Laredo College Trustee, Adriana Alexander. Thank you. Laredo College Trustee, Esteban Rangel, President. And Laredo College Trustee, Jackie Levin Ramos. Thank you very much for being here. From the Laredo Independent School District, Mr. Goyo Lopez, President of the District Board. Thank you, Goyo. Now, we will continue with our presentations. I would like to call up first Olga Cantu, our president of the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club, Dr. Elaine Hernandez, the district governor for Rotary, and the district governor nominee, Mr. Rogelio Trevino, to join me up here on the podium, on stage. Yes, it is. We're going to have two presentation videos that I'd like to introduce. The first presentation video is going to be showcasing Dr. Silvia Rios. If we can play the video, please.
Dr. Rios is a lady who leads with everything she does with grit, grace, and passion. She is extremely motivating. She does everything from the bottom of her heart. And so when others see her working and giving back to the students, to the community, and in everything she does, it's very easily to continue to aspire to be like her. She's an amazing lady who I'm so glad to call a friend. She is there ready to listen, to guide, and to always be there with a helping hand. I am extremely fortunate to have her as someone not only to call as my mentor, as a previous and former boss, but as a friend. The community of Laredo and Laredo ISD was extremely fortunate to have such an amazing leader, to give of herself, to lead administrators, teachers, students, and the entire staff to success. And so we were extremely fortunate to have her. She left an amazing and impactful impact. Dr. Rios, I just want to say congratulations. This is an award that is extremely well deserving. You deserve it and much more. You not only have inspired others in the past, you continue to do so even after retirement. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you have done, not only for the community, for our district, and for myself. Thank you for being an amazing mentor. Thank you for being a great leader. And most importantly, thank you for being such a dear friend.
Oh, Dr. Rios has a big heart, and she doesn't know how to say no. A very big heart. Sometimes I knew they were going to ask her for things, and I was like, oh, Dr. Rios, you know, are you sure? Do you know what you're saying? Yes. If it's for the students, I'm in for it. That's all you had to tell her. It's for the students, and she would say yes. Strict and easy to work with. Strict in the sense that it was a commitment she wanted. If she would say, we're going to have this program, she's introduced what we call the practice of the fundamental five. And she told me, we're going to go all in with this fundamental five. I want to see it in every single school. And for all the 8 years she was here, she made sure every school had those practices of the fundamental five. She believed in having all sorts of programs in the district, a program for everyone. So she had a lot of specialty schools. She made sure that a lot of programs were there for all the students, whether medicine, they went to go to the medical field, they went to go engineering. She made sure that we had diverse programs for everyone. Sylvia, I just want to say that I love you, and I know all that you have done for this district, and I know that your legacy will always live on with everybody that you impacted one way or another. Just like you impacted me, you impacted so many other people, and I know for generations to come, the name of Sylvia will always be around to know what you did for this district. So congratulations on your Paul Harris Award.
She's a very strong woman, very assertive, very intelligent. She knows what needs to happen, and from a personal perspective, her heart is in the right place. Emotional at times, emotional in the sense of wanting to do good, maybe perhaps getting frustrated if things are not taking place. But I think that's her strength, knowing that there is going to be challenges and there is going to be some frustration, and knowing that her as a strong woman can make sure that the needs of students, the needs of a big organization such as Laredo ISD are met. Knowing her, a strong background in curriculum instruction, often relied on her for guidance in her leadership, and through I think that partnership and collaborative partnership that me and her had, and knowing that we can trust one another, we did great things at Laredo ISD. Very data driven. She is a planner. She treats everyone like family. She takes the time to get to know her employees, which I think that's a very strong commitment for an individual. Being at that level, being her as a prior superintendent, still taking time, to get to know employees and build strong relationships. Well, she's well deserving of this award, and I want to thank her personally. I think I learned so much from her. I truly appreciate the time she took with me, to develop me as a leader, and making sure, you know, my next steps, you know, like I mentioned, becoming a teacher, becoming a principal, and I have always had aspirations of becoming a superintendent. And I'm very grateful for her for letting me lead and letting me fail sometimes and growing from that failure and making sure that, you know, I grew myself professionally to become who I am today. And I'm very grateful for her leadership.
She's kind-hearted, very giving, thoughtful. I don't know how she remembers like everyone's birthday and what they like. She's just constantly always really listening to the person, what they want, what they need. And she's very good at affirmations. Tenacious. Ever since I met her a long time ago, she said, these are my goals. And it didn't matter what boundaries, blocks were in front of her, next to her, pulling her down, whispering in her ear. She moved forward. Her impact on our community, on our region, has been vast. She has made a positive impact, especially for females, especially for Latinas. There's very few superintendents that are female, and there's even fewer that are Hispanic. Dr. Rios, your legacy is written in all the success in the individuals that you impacted in a very positive way. Starting from Heavenville as an educator, as a theater teacher, coming to Laredo and bringing honor at J.W. Nixon High School, success, the region, the state of Texas. Every day that I work and live, you're always in my mind. You're always guiding me because you've given me the wings to fly. Thank you.
It is truly an honor for me to offer a few words in celebration of my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Silvia Rios, as she receives this distinguished recognition. I have had the privilege of knowing and working alongside Dr. Rios in many capacities. We worked alongside each other during the establishment of the Hector Garcia Early College High School, and later while I served on the Laredo Independent Board of Trustees. I witnessed firsthand steady leadership and deep sense of purpose. Dr. Rios is an academician through and through, from her early days as principal at J.W. Nixon High School to her service at Region 1, and ultimately as superintendent of the Laredo Independent School District. Her vision was always very clear to us: students first and always. She built a strong team and led major initiatives that raised the bar for academic rigor and excellence. Under her leadership, Laredo ISD achieved numerous blue ribbon schools and expanded specialized high schools and academies, and created pathways to open doors for students across the district. What has always set Dr. Rios apart is her belief that strong systems require strong leaders. On a personal note, Dr. Rios and I share a deep belief that the future of our community and our region depends on what we teach every day and how we support and prepare the leaders of tomorrow. That shared vision has guided her career and inspired so many of us who have had the privilege to work alongside her. Dr. Rios, this recognition as Paul Harris Fellow is richly deserved. Thank you for your leadership, for your integrity, and your lifelong dedication to education and service. Congratulations, my dear friend. This community is better because of you.
I would like to invite Dr. Rios to come to the stage to receive her Paul Harris Fellow Award.
Dr. Rios. Dr. Rios, on behalf of the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club, it is my honor to present to you the certificate and the Paul Harris Medallion pin.
Thank you.
There's one more award I'd like to call on Henry Cuellar's representative, Mr. Velasquez, to present a recognition from Congressman Henry Cuellar.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, Mr. Lopez. It'll be short and sweet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family Rotarians, and fellow honoree Carol. It is indeed a very distinctive honor, as well as a great pleasure, to share this very special evening with you as a woman in action. And that's who we are. And that's what we want to inspire as we move forward in this community. And there are plenty here who don't have to be women, but you do all the support that is necessary to make it better for people who want to be leaders and for people who want to serve others. Thank you. Thank you so much for recognizing the collaborative efforts which always propel our community towards the lofty goals that we envision and ultimately realize on behalf of those whom we serve. And I think that that's the most important part of this message, the importance of those whom we serve, the priority of those whom we serve. A very special thank you is justly due to the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club, as well as Mr. Green, and to all those who support us coming to an event like this. How incredible it is that we can come together as a unit. How incredible it is that we can come together in one evening to celebrate what has been done, but more importantly, to think about what we can continue doing for those whom we serve. And I want to especially thank those who celebrate our students since they're in elementary, all the way to the time that they walk across our stages. How important and incredible that feat is. We can undoubtedly declare that that very same spirit of perseverance, grit, and determination which navigated our way through the scourge of the pandemic or any other formidable challenge, these are the things that always set the foundation to any achievement. In the words of Anthony Robbins, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin. And for me, that journey began with a commitment from my family and those who have always supported me, my twin sister Cynthia and my little sister Sandra, since the day we came into this world. That commitment was underlined by the work of many teachers, administrators, and a very little community 54 miles away. I can tell you, 54 miles away, Hebronville, 2 signal lights, a Y that we would ride around, and relatively new, a McDonald's. I am truly, truly grateful for the love, patience, and sometimes frustration often experienced by those who have been the anchors through the storms in my life. A very heartfelt and well-deserved thank you to my husband, Lionel, who still puts up with me day after day. And now that I'm retired, oh my gosh, I think he thinks about it like, can you get a job? I am also grateful to my sons, Ricky, Jaime, and Javi, who is here today, along with all of those who supported them, especially when I said, oh, you have to be in band. I still have some instruments in my house from band. You have to be in UIL. You have to be in one-act play. Oh, how about football? How about tennis? Thank you, sons, and thank you those who love them, and thank you for always supporting them on their journeys. A very, very special thank you to my 95-year-old mom who is here today, Armandina, who along with my late father Arnoldo expected more of me than I at times expected of myself. And there is more to say about our extended family who also share this evening and this honor with me tonight. Thank you, family, for being here and for being the shoulders to lean on and the hearts who beat to the drum of the dreams which somehow always seemed possible along my educational journey and career. In this very room, there are so many people who have in more ways than I will ever be able to describe, but have left an indelible mark upon my life because they too found something in me to believe in as we pursued the dreams that never seemed unreasonable, unreachable, or too far. Because they all rested on one priority: our students first. And some of these individuals are here with me today. Thank you, Darlene, for coming to my house and insisting that we finish our doctorate. She likes to color code cards. I have to tell you, I didn't know what color coding was until she handed me like 300 cards, all different colors, and I'm like, wait, that's not how I study. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, that little girl who was a cheerleader, a cowboy cheerleader from Alma Pierce. I didn't even know that Alma Pierce had cowboys. Thank you, Priscilla, for always inviting me to be part of that other culture, that Nixon High School culture, but Corpus Christi also. And Mirtala, thank you for over, 30 years? In which we have been a duo. Now, we're not Batman and Robin, no, but maybe Catwoman, I don't know. But here's the deal. When you have people who stand alongside you, and when you have people who believe in you, but people who really know what's important and who it is important for, those are the people that are going to make a difference in this community. And they're going to make a difference in somebody's life. So thank you for that stalwart support and the laughter and sometimes all the things that you did to make the unbearable bearable. There are many others here who have also shared the drive to see beyond the immediate, to think of others before themselves, and to find sometimes the elusive key to solving the puzzles which often threaten to disrupt the very dreams that were reflected in the successes we sought for our students. Thank you for your leadership and for the necessary collaboration that made it all worthwhile. This honor is gladly shared with the many community members and agencies who joined the ranks of what we sought on behalf of our students and our families. Our college, university, and community partners, thank you. Thank you for standing alongside me and alongside people like Carol, other leaders in this room who have really endeavored to make a difference to those for whom we are responsible. And of course, to our families and the Laredo City and County leaders who all deserve a very big thanks for the work that they continuously undertake every year to support our students. If there is a lesson to be learned from my 48 years as an educator, thank God it wasn't 50, but it could have been 50, it is this: fight for what makes you optimistic about the world. Find it, insist on it, dig into it, go after it. Actress Jennifer Garner urges us to look for the good in the world, for the hope that shapes our dreams. But I will add that dreams are only perceived landscapes that take shape with the brushstrokes that we add to the canvas of the lives that we lead, the decisions that we make, and what we leave behind for others to build upon as a new creation for those who will come after us and who will shape the world around us. Tonight's recognition is an award to be shared with every educator, beginning with parents who first are the teachers of their own students, and for every person who continues to search for the life we want to lead and what we can and will do to make it so. There is no doubt that such a quest requires digging into our mindsets, being honest with ourselves, which really reflects part of that four-way test, and the motivation which drives our work. And none of it can happen without the development of the necessary discipline, skills, and relationships which place others before self. Ultimately, we must insist, and I dare reiterate, we must insist in creating multiple opportunities for others to learn, to collaborate, and to work for the success of those who are close to us and those who we still do not know. Because in the end, the footprints that we leave should be big enough for anyone to be able to take that charge. In the words of Dr. Seuss, life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right. Forgive the ones who don't. And believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get the chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it would be easy. They just promised it would be worth it. So thank you, Rotary Club, and thank you, all of you who continuously make a difference in the lives of our kids and our community. Thank you. I know, I broke it.
Wow. Please give it up for Dr. Silvia Rios. Now, if you can pay attention to the screens, we will showcase Miss Carol Sherwood. Please play the video.
I first met Miss Carol Sherwood here through Habitat for Humanity. I decided to be a volunteer at one of the women builds, and I just fell in love with it. I mean, it was just such a wonderful experience, and I knew that this was such a great cause, and I wanted to be a part of it. And Miss Sherwood just made everybody feel like you were a vital part of the team, and like this work could not be done without you. And so you just feel like you're really part of this big family. That Carol Sherwood is the heart and soul of Habitat, and you see that every day when you talk to her. She really loves what she does, and she tries to inspire the rest of the community to do the same, to give back, to do more, to be better. We get to meet the families that are going to become Habitat homeowners. It's a long process, and we get to know the actual head of household. We get to know the children. She finds ways that maybe they didn't know they could grow. She sees potential in everyone that she meets, and we've seen so many families where, at the beginning of the process, they were maybe non-English speakers, and she encourages them to go and learn English as a second language, or maybe families who didn't finish their education because life gets in the way. And I've been able to see time and time again through the families that we serve how lives have been changed because of that inspiration, that motivation that she gives to these families, or she shows them that they can do more, and they can go back to school, and they can learn English, and we've seen families succeed. The children's faces when they walk into their home, and now they have a bedroom, now they have a place where they can study on their own, and it's just amazing to see the transformation, the confidence that comes from now having your own home. And our community has definitely benefited from Ms. Sherwood. There have been, over 100 brand new homes that have been built through Habitat for Humanity. I mean, thousands of disaster repair projects, remodels. Congratulations on this amazing award. If there is anyone who deserves a Service Above Self award, it is definitely you. Thank you for being an inspiration. We love you.
She has constructed units in South and Southeast Laredo. So she has seen the opportunities that are out there. She's seen the growth, the phenomenal growth that's out there. And she sees the businesses opening, more businesses coming in there, more schools being constructed, public transportation expanded. But there is something that, we all forget. And so in working with these families, she was out there looking, and she says, but something's missing with this picture. And what is it? So finally one time she says, we don't have a freestanding medical facility out there. She definitely has gone, above and beyond. She has served here for quite some time. The last 6 to 7 years, she's been the chairman of the board, and we have valued that expertise because she has her pulse out there, in the family she's working with. She sees that they're real. I mean, healthcare, a lot of people do not realize that besides, Habitat, Carol wears another hat, and that is here at the hospital. And I kind of joke and I say, well, when you have extra time, your extra time, you can dedicate it here. But she will come straight from the office, and she'll come here, and we stay here whatever time is needed. And one of the things that's important is when through Carol's work out there with Habitat, when she felt that we needed to have some coverage, medical coverage, she brought that idea to the CEO. And that's how the freestanding medical department there was born at Wright Ranch, and she is extremely proud of that. She's determined. She always does what she needs to do, whatever she needs to do to better her community. Carol, on behalf of your family at Doctors Hospital, we congratulate you on being a Paul Harris Fellow. We are very proud of you. We thank you for your dedication, your vision, your persistence. We are so proud and happy, and we love you. We want to tell you we love you, and God bless you for all you do for our community of the city of Laredo and Webb County.
That I was the first AmeriCorps that Habitat Laredo hired with the construction, and at that point of my life, I was kind of like out of school, and I was in a rough place of my life, and she gave me the opportunity, and can't forget the words when she looked at me and told me that when I went and had an interview with her about being in the construction with AmeriCorps and everything, and she pretty much told me, she's like, son, I have a feeling And I just want to let you know this. And she put her arm on my shoulder, and she pretty much said, like, God is telling me for me to hire you. And she gave me the opportunity. And ever since then, I've been pretty much grateful because she gave me opportunity. She looked at me not like the other way the teachers were looking at me, which I know that my actions led me to be judged by society that I wasn't good enough. And I proved people wrong because of her giving me the opportunity to serve to the community and to be part of Habitat for Humanity. She's a lady that would open her house to anybody in her heart, and she's willing, and I have seen her in multiple times that she's that person that saying that said that she would take her shirt off and give it to somebody else. My high school pretty much, they didn't believe in me. They said that I was going to be either in jail or dead. And I've been proved them wrong, that I've straightened my life, and it was through Habitat that I was able to change my life. Boss, you know that I care about you and I love you, and you have always been a big instrument in my life, and I thank you for everything that you have done for the community, for Habitat, for me. There's no words to describe how happy I am, how grateful, and how blessed I am to have run into your life. I just want you to know that I love you, and you're always in my heart and always on my prayers, and congratulations, boss. I love you.
So she's always been an advocate for people who didn't have as strong of a voice. And what's amazing about her is she's the same person behind closed doors as she is in front of a camera. But the first word I'm going to say, determined. She does not like the word no. She is very persistent. And I think I get that from her. I don't like that word very much. And if somebody says we're not going to do it, she's like, cool, I'm going to find a way. And she is extremely hard worker. She does not stop at all, and she's right there with a hammer and nail gun. She is the private contractor for Habitat. She is it. So she makes all the pieces move and everything. Yeah, I always laugh because some people come on and they'll be like, I need to see the contractor, and she's like, oh, I'm right here, and they're like, your grandma is the contractor? And I'm like, yeah, and you better do what she says. She remembers every single person that has crossed her path. I can't remember my name most days. So the fact that she has done this as long as she has, and to be able to remember everyone's story, she connects with people. She doesn't just meet them and help them, she connects with them. She becomes part of their lives. Grandma, congratulations. Rotarians, thank you for honoring my grandmother and her legacy. Grandma, I'm so incredibly proud to be your granddaughter. I'm so incredibly thankful to be here honoring you and your legacy today. We just love you so much, and thank you for being the strong matriarch that you are. Thank you for loving our community like you do, and thank you for leading by example of what service above self really means. Love you.
If I may call Ms. Sherwood to the stage to receive her Paul Harris Fellow Award.
Ms. Sherwood, on behalf of the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club, we are honored to present to you the Paul Harris Fellow Pin.
And if I can call Mr. Velasquez on behalf of Congressman Henry Cuellar to bestow a further recognition for Ms. Sherwood.
Well, as I was walking up here, I thought maybe I should have prepared a speech. But one word comes to mind, and that's blessed. I'm blessed every single day and have always been blessed. You know, in the Bible, Jesus gave us many lessons. God put out the plan and he said, love thy neighbor. He didn't say what that neighbor looked like or where that neighbor was or what station in life they were. He said, love thy neighbor. I try very hard to follow that. And to whom much is given, much is required. That doesn't mean money necessarily, although Habitat could use a few checks these days. It means whatever talents you have, whatever life's lessons have taught you that you can share, whatever mistakes you've made in your life and conquered, whatever grace God's given you, whatever type of challenge you faced, no matter what, God gives us an opportunity to learn. And he gives us an opportunity to serve. So when I stepped into Laredo, I found many opportunities to serve. I found beautiful people, a culture that I embraced because I loved that we love families here and the extended families that we can make. And truthfully, in God's way, we're all a family. No matter what is happening around the world or in politics, we are family. That's the way God made us. I'm blessed to have a spouse like Edward Sherwood. Who has lifted me up every single day that I've known him. He's taught me many lessons. He's introduced new ideas. He's put up with dirty dishes. He's put up with me when I'm stressed and don't know or don't have the ability at the time to stop and just think and ask God for help. And he's been there alongside me in my journey with Habitat for Humanity. I'm blessed. I have a beautiful family. And oftentimes I would miss their events, and they never held it against me because they knew it was about service and someone else might need me more at that particular time. We've had a lot of health challenges in our family. Cancer has struck us, first with me 15 years ago, then about a year ago with my grandson, Sean, and now with my son-in-law, Scott. But one thing I have always known is I have people holding my hands. Our family stays together. Everyone that I'm surrounded with is my support system. My Habitat family, I love you more than you could ever know. That's my board that trusts me, no matter how crazy those ideas might be. And our wonderful staff. and the volunteers of Habitat. Can you imagine? Almost 5,000 volunteers a year. And that includes empowering women. Our women build departments and our women builders are very unique, come from all walks of life. And they've trusted me enough to come and do something that's outside of their norm. And they've learned, and they build. It's not meant to exclude men. It really isn't. They can serve coffee. And then there's my wonderful Doctors Hospital family. In the toughest of times, I know who to call. I've learned so much by saying yes about 9 years ago to serve on that board. And I had not been doing anything like that because Habitat consumes my days and sometimes my life. But they said one thing. Actually, it was Judge Mercurio Martinez said, "You have no idea what your expertise can lend to this board of directors." And I thought, they have no idea how scared I am of looking at blood. But they trusted me. And I've learned so many new things. And I am very proud of bringing more health care to South Laredo. But that was just my suggestion many times. But they listened. I think that's the most important thing, is listening. So tonight, I'm very, very proud of being a Paul Harris Fellow. And I want to thank the Laredo Gateway Rotary Club for such a wonderful honor. It means the world to me and to my family. God bless you.
Congratulations to Carol Sherwood, please. Give it up. Yes. Once again, I'd like to thank Bill Green for his leadership in this event, the organizer, the chairman of this event. And before we leave, I'd like to recognize not only President Olga Cantu, but also the rest of the officers of the Laredo Rotary Club. President-elect Hector Alanis. Hector, can you please stand? Secretary Irma del Barrio, Treasurer J.D. Delgado, and also past President Leti Perez. Fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our presentation for this evening. We'll see you next year. Thank you very much.
The meeting is now adjourned.